This is what Guilty Gear could have looked like. In pre-release articles, it had a very different graphic style from what we see in the final release of the first Guilty Gear. The game was using 3D rendered visuals as its graphic style, but was later replaced with hand-drawn 2D sprites to make it more emulate a manga or anime feel, which was Daisuke's vision for Guilty Gear. Which is honestly for the best, because imagine going back to the first Guilty Gear looking like Tekken 1. Disgusting. Another difference is the HUD. It looks more arcadey and something I could see in a Capcom game compared to the more edgy HUD that we have in the final release. Character differences.
May.
Visually, she looks similar to her final design in the first game. The only difference is that May, instead of having her iconic anchor as her weapon, it was going to be an axe called Bohemian, which is probably a reference to the Queen song Bohemian Rhapsody, since Daisuke is a huge Queen fan if you can't tell already. Another thing I find interesting is that Daisuke might have been pushing May as a main character for the series, and the reason why I'm saying this is because she and Soul have dedicated pages for them in the article, while other characters like Kai share the pages with other characters.
Potemkin.
He has the most changes from article to release. He's noticeably different from his final design and also has a completely different backstory to his current one. His backstory in this pre-release article is that he is a Russian warrior that came from the prestigious Hansen family, which is literally the polar opposite of Potemkin's backstory right now. And his reason to join the second Holy Order selection tournament, which if you don't know what that is basically the main event of the first Guilty Gear game. And the reason why he joined it is because he was so strong that he could not find a worthy rival. Now, that reason has definitely been overused, especially in certain anime, so I'm glad they changed it.
Finally, a worthy opponent. Our battle will be legendary!
Another thing is, he was not going to be as large as he is now, which means that he didn't have his genetic mutation yet in his backstory. And yes, if you wonder why Potemkin is big, he has a genetic mutation. Like May, he was also going to use an axe, which he called Dreadnought, which is likely a reference to the thrash metal band, Dreadnought. Now I kind of find this funny because to this day, no character in Guilty Gear using an axe.
Are you sure about that?
Melia Rage.
Instead of hailing from Russia, Milia was from Brazil. And instead of using her hair as her weapon, she used knives. Now, no character has ever used knives as their main weapon in Guilty Gear, unless you want to count Raven's needles as knives.
Bruh.
He also has a very different design compared to the final release. Also, can we get this modded in Guilty Gear Strive? Please, thank you. Anyways, I find this interesting because we wouldn't get a Brazilian character until Guilty Gear Strive in the character of Giovanna. Other small details are not in the final release. I was originally going to be Russian instead of French. Chip's weapon was called Les Paul in reference to the guitar and artist. And Dr. Baldhead's weapon was called Margarita, which I'm not sure if that's a reference to something, so comment down if you know what that is alluding to. And that's what Guilty Gear could have looked like. What do you guys think is the most interesting difference between article and release? Comment down below, and thank you for watching this video. See ya!